with a big applause, His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Now, may we call on His Excellency to deliver his short message.
Thank you very much. I'd like to greet our former president and present deputy speaker, former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, the speaker of the lower house, Speaker Martin Romualdez. Also joining us is Senator Mark Villar from the upper house of the Philippine legislature. Our ambassador to Japan, Ambassador Maylene Garcia Albano, also one of the signatories and who is also joining us here is the former Senate President, Manny B. Villar, the Chairman and CEO of Japan External Trade Organization, Mr. Nobuhiko Sasaki, esteemed business leaders and signatories from Japan and from the Philippines, my fellow colleagues in government, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I once again will thank you for considering the Philippines as a place and as a partner to grow your businesses. The government of the Philippines has been working to deepen the confidence in the Philippines of foreign investors and companies. We have been advancing vital and game-changing reforms to improve the country's business environment. And it is our hope that companies such as yours will not only find the Philippines to be an attractive investment destination. We are designing our efforts to encourage you to stay and to find our country to be a place where your businesses will thrive. We capitalize on economic liberalization laws and strategic reforms to attract companies like yours and facilitate ease of doing business. Our goal is that with you as our partners, the Philippine economy will grow stronger and will generate more opportunities for our people. With the Retail Trade Liberalization Act, the Public Services Act, the Foreign Investments Act, and the provisions of the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentives for Enterprises Act, or CREATE, our policies offer more encouraging incentives to support foreign businesses, including those from Japan. We have also eased restrictions on foreign nationals to own businesses in the Philippines. The Philippine government is also enabling cross-cutting mechanisms to ease investments. Very soon, you can expect reduced transaction costs in aspects of doing business in the Philippines. We are mandating involved government agencies to establish a green lane. The lane will streamline the processing of permits and licenses. We are prescribing a maximum of 3 working days for simple transactions and 20 working days for highly technical transactions. This will also offer a single point of entry for strategic investments. On a national scale, we have built confidence in our 8-point socio-economic agenda. This set of agenda will reinforce the Philippine economy's steady recovery and high growth trajectory. We build our efforts around the intentions to further promote investments, improve infrastructure, achieve energy security, create jobs, and develop priority industries. I hope you find it encouraging that our national priorities align with building enabling environments for companies like yours. Once again, I thank you all for your continuing interest and confidence in the Philippines, and I look forward to our follow-through on our engagement today. And as we look outside and see that the weather has closed up and the sun has gone into hiding, this does not matter because today is nonetheless a very, very bright day. Together, we can make investments happen in the Philippines. Allow me to summarize the discussion by offering three main reasons why you should consider growing your businesses with us in the Philippines. First, we point to macroeconomic strength. The Philippines has demonstrated a remarkable rebound from the COVID-19 crisis. After expanding by 5.7% in 2021, the country's gross domestic product grew by 7.6% last year. This growth, which exceeds expectations and even our targets, was broad-based, reflecting high government spending and robust domestic demand, driven by consumption and by private investment. Inflation, which is a pressing global issue, remains manageable in the Philippines, although it is still one of the problems that we have to deal with. Estimates as of December 15 from the Central Bank of the Philippines, our CENT, indicates that inflation should ease to 4.5% this year and 2.8% by next year, and within our target range of 2 to 4%. Aided by industrialization and a job creation strategy, we expect the Philippine economy to graduate from lower middle income to upper middle income status by 2024, if not sooner. This will keep us on track in achieving our high income status by 2040. Against this backdrop, we envision poverty incidence in the Philippines to be slashed by half, from what is now 18.1% in 2021 to 9% by 2028. Last month, I signed an executive order formally adopting the Philippine Development Plan, or PDP, for 2023 to 2028. Under this medium-term plan, we aim for consistently high economic growth to enable a prosperous, more inclusive and resilient society. This plan is founded on my administration's 8-point socio-economic agenda, which include the following: investment promotion, infrastructure development, energy efficiency, increased employability of our workforce, expansion of digital infrastructure, innovation, research and development, pursuit of a green and blue economy, and the establishment of livable and sustainable communities. Our demographic advantage, particularly our young, educated, hardworking, English-speaking workforce, is among the best in the world. That puts us in a strong position on the global stage. This complements Japan's development strategy, given its older demographic, of tapping human resources from outside its borders to meet the labor requirements for its enterprises. We are harnessing this strength by investing more in education and social services for our people. As we have heard in many of these fora before, the concept of upskilling and reskilling our labor and our workforce is becoming an extremely important aspect of our adjustments and transformation for the new post-pandemic society. We will continue to exercise fiscal discipline as we pursue this socio-economic agenda. The budget deficit is down to 6.5% in the first 11 months of last year, from the pandemic spending-induced 8.6% in 2021. Under our medium-term fiscal program, we target to reduce the budget deficit to 3% by the end of my term in 2028. Prudent debt management will be critical to achieving this goal. We will reduce government debt as a percent of GDP from 60.9% as of end 2022 to 51.2% by 2028. The second strong point of the Philippines is our enabling policy environment. The Philippines and Japan have very strong, solid economic ties. For instance, our cooperation in the fields of information and communication technology, or ICT, in space sciences and agriculture promises mutually beneficial economic gains. Having said this, there is room for our partnership to grow even further. The Philippines has a great deal more to offer Japanese investors. Recently, we have removed major barriers to foreign investments through landmark legislation. With the amended Foreign Investments Act, investors from other countries bringing in advanced technology to the Philippines may now fully own micro and small domestic enterprises in our country. With the amended Public Service Act, foreign investors are now allowed up to 100% ownership of public services, such as telecommunications, airways, railways, shipping, expressways. This same law retains up to 40% ownership of other major services considered public utilities, including electricity transmission and distribution systems for petroleum and petroleum products, water distribution, wastewater pipeline systems, and public utility vehicles. And with the amended retail trade liberalization law, the minimum paid-up capital for foreign retailers was reduced from $2.5 million US to just $500,000 US. Moreover, under our strategic investment priority plan, we are offering generous incentives for a wide range of activities such as manufacturing, for innovation, infrastructure, logistics, renewable energy, research and development on advanced digital production technologies, green ecosystems, health, defense, industrial value chain, and food security. Under manufacturing, for instance, the Philippines aims to become a regional hub for vehicles and parts manufacturing in Asia, supported by a strong domestic supplier base. Japanese participation in the Philippine automotive industry supply chain, such as in fabrication of auto components and parts, particularly next-generation wiring harness parts and components, will prove strategic to the fulfillment of that goal. In addition, the Philippines, with our 110 million dynamic and growing population and a rising middle class, is a lucrative market for electric vehicles. Worth noting is that recently passed legislation encourages the shift to electric vehicles in the Philippines. Aided by our liberal trade policies, investors in the Philippines are able to enjoy preferential access to key markets. For instance, 70% of Philippine exports enter the United States duty-free under the U.S. Generalized System of Preferences, or GSP. The Philippines also has duty-free access to the European Union market for over 6,000 tariff lines under EU's GSP Plus program. And of course, being in the ASEAN Free Trade Area, the Philippines enjoys preferential tariffs from neighboring countries in Southeast Asia. But we're not stopping there. This administration is pushing for the congressional ratification, which I am promised will be coming soon, of the Philippines' participation in the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP. This free trade agreement among Southeast Asian economies, plus Japan, China, South Korea, Australia, and New Zealand, will result in greater market access for 92% of products from the Philippines.